Hi there, welcome back to my disclosure channel. My name is Dani Henderson. My friend in the screen is the one, the only JP. Welcome,
How
sir.
you doing, Donnie? I'm really excited. I'm really happy that I'm here bringing information. Thank you for this opportunity that you're giving all of us to bring disclosure in England. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited, and this is going to be a wild, wild ride with this beautiful time that we're in. And I can't believe that we're getting closer and closer to this moment to see family again and to see our brothers and sisters from heaven to earth to come and
Yeah.
join us again.
Yeah, that's so lovely. And each year, JP, oh gosh, and for those that don't know JP, he was a special, let's say in a special unit of the army for years. He's been going on and off planet with other military soldiers, and it is a known thing in the military that they've been going up and down to the moon forever. Just because you never heard of it doesn't mean it hasn't happened. JP is proof of that. He's had permission from higher ups in the army to share information on disclosure with these missions he's been going on to Dr. Michael Sala on his channel, and he's spoken and attended every single GSIC, Galactic Spiritual Informers, our disclosure conference, the best in the world, with the best speakers in the world. And this year, JP will be doing it again. Now, let us share some of what you shared last year at GSIC 2024 and what you'll be sharing at both GSICs in England and America 2025, my love.
Sure. It's gonna be a lot of twisting things happening from this time to GSIC. So we have to understand that in between this time, there's gonna be a lot of contact and a lot of information coming out that we did not know. And technology is gonna advance a little bit more from now on. And I think we have seen since the last GSIC, we have seen more people come out from the military, talking about egg ships, talking about other experience that they had. So since the last GSIC, we have opened a door for military, for UFOs, for I think it was a door opener for all of it to come out at once. And now with this new administration in America, it's bumping up the ride on that situation. So I think we're seeing a lot of good things happening. And what I want to bring is more I want to like try to show people that we do live in the spiritual way. We have to live in the spiritual way in order to receive these beautiful, beautiful vibrations, these beautiful living things that want to connect with us, you know? So, how to do that? How to maneuver in a spiritual way, but also in the physical way to connect with these beings and to take everybody to a level of meditation in order to receive what's going to happen in the room. I think that's one thing I want to share with people. And we'll probably have a type of contact like we did 2 years ago when we sang Akuria Mate
Mm.
and everybody felt the beautiful feeling that went and we knew that we awakened a giant from this other realm that I visit. And yes, they are awakened and we can't forget about that experience that happened and what we went through in the first GSIC. We had we have we opened the portals to receive these beautiful light beings, you know? And I think that this GSIC in England is going to be an eye opener for a lot of people and for the world. I think people needs to be um ready for what's coming and and bring with them the feeling of love and of receiving
Hmm.
because it's gonna be overwhelming for a lot of people, but I think good things is gonna come out from this.
Definitely. Just to recap for people that missed the first Galactic Spiritual Informers connection, I invited my friend Ketsa Shah, who is a Mexican shaman, and his first mother tongue is Spanish. And JP had gone into a space ark, which is an ancient, huge old spacecraft that the Cedars left behind on the planet. There are many of them. JP was with the army military on a mission inside a spacecraft, a space ark specifically, and there were some hieroglyphs on the wall. And the Mexican soldiers started getting all excited, didn't they? And started singing, saying Okuria Mate because it's an ancient mantra. Now, can you believe that somebody said that that was a demonic mantra and that when you shared it at GSIC and when Ketsa Shah sang it on stage and everyone sang and Kuria Mate, a beautiful ancient honoring of heaven to earth. That's what we did. That someone said it was some kind of a demonic looshing, like ding dong, leave. There's the exit. Please find it. And it's so lovely that you shared that story, and it's really helped people connect to the idea of space arcs, to ancient hieroglyphs, to like Praveen Mohan's going to be coming from India to speak with us, show the ancient hieroglyphs and pictographs that we see in cave drawings of ETs in spacecraft, in Hindu temples, hidden, for thousands of years that were never seen. It's so beautiful to bring the root, and that's what my intention is for the GSICs this year in our GSIC in May 10 and 11 in England, and our GSIC in September, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, 19, 20, and 21 of September, is to analyze and focus on the root of everything. Now, you mentioned the giant that awakened. And that he awakened under Florida, Orlando, 2022, when we were there singing Okuria Mate. So many things happened. And to you guys that were there with us, oh my God, wasn't it so amazing? Now, you were undercover, you were in the audience, no one knew. We couldn't reveal you. And unfortunately, you have to wear your helmet still, not for much longer, we hope, but still right now to protect your identity. But go back a little bit and tell the people. What was it about this giant? Who was this giant? And did you see a giant with your own eyes?
I saw when I went a sarcophagus
Sarcophagus.
as big sarcophagus. There we go. I know we're gonna get like I always get that word confused. I saw that in one of the missions that I went with all these other soldiers, and when we went back, there was nothing there. This giant has had awakened, and I believe that he is, and I think there's a lot of them, Donnie, still around on Earth, and they're awakening and going to this different realm and connecting with different people around the world. And I think it's happening, and I think they have also a connection to the arcs and these different cities that are in our oceans that are part of advanced civilization and also inner Earth type of civilizations. So I think people have to realize that beings, these beings that came from heaven to earth, they're here to guide us and to teach us different lessons. And they got different ways of communicating. Their technology is a little bit superior. When you study frequency, when you study vibration, when you study their technology is way more advanced that now we're getting into. I think a lot of scientists are getting into it and getting into the ancient type of also Indian technology that they have, like the Vimanas or the Mercury run power systems that the UFOs used to run on. And I think this knowledge is coming out soon, but I don't know when they will reveal themselves. I think they're gonna stay in that domain for a while and probably let the arcs do that job if they do come out and they show different cities what they are. But prior of that, it's like Elena Denal was saying, it's gonna be a buildup. It's gonna be a buildup of ships, and that's gonna be exciting because we're seeing that now, a
Yeah.
buildup of ships and contacts that's happening.
Yeah. I was with Elena earlier today and recording an interview regarding, what she's going to speak on a little at GSIC. And she was reminding everyone that when the Cedars ships, there were 500 motherships. And I remember when it happened, and I called him going, oh my God, I can't tell you what I saw. These white craft, 500 of them coming in. And they are the ones that activated the arcs on the planet. It was never an individual person, no matter who claims that. That's not true. It was
Oh
the
wow.
is coming in and activating. And it's just so exciting. It's all there.
Wait, you talked to Elena today and she told you that
Yeah, we were going.
about these ships coming in?
So they already came in. This was the Cedars in 2021. No, the
Okay.
Intergalactic Confederation. And when they came in, they are the ones that activated. You know what I mean? They activated fully. They started to come on. And then soldiers like you with the right DNA that you have in particular, and the military know that. It's so interesting how unbelievably advanced aspects of the military are. I mean, incredibly advanced with incredible technology that none of us have ever seen in the civvy world, let's say. I mean, you have, but yeah, it's very exciting. I want to jump back to the giant because it's just so terribly exciting too that you did see one of the potentially the Akpalu or the Apkalu, who are the seven scientists that Enki or Ea left here on Earth. There are seven that were buried. There were more, there were 12, and there are other stories, but there were in general seven. And we feel that what you shared, what you saw, was one such beauty, potentially Jehuti, or Thoth, or Tiote, depending on how you pronounce his name. And he is an elder to Enki or Ea and a scientist of a science mind, and also known as the scribe Hermes Trismegistus. And there's other names too connected to him. But what did he look like? What color was his hair? What was he wearing? What was the sarcophagus like? Where were you when you saw it? And who was guarding it?
I was near a place called Ponce de Leon, Florida. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that place, but we went into the woods and we went into this cave looking place and we went into this entrance and it was an entrance that when you enter you like phase in to phase out, similar to when I saw the Chinese trying to follow the Mexicans into the Ark. There was like a phase and phase out. I don't know if it's a technology to protect or to cleanse people prior of getting into their realm. But I think for me, it's a type of technology that you have to go through in order to go to these different places. So when I entered and I saw the giant, and they showed me the giant, he was sleeping, but he was in a. I think that's where we got the. I think that's where we got the burying people in a coffin type of um tradition. So, because if you bury somebody in a coffin, you know that he's sleeping, that one day he's gonna arise and all that. So I think they got the idea, humanity got that idea from this. So it's a bed, okay? It's not really a place that you put people to. It's the same thing with Egyptian history. They put the king in the Egyptian sarcophagus in order for them to revive later on. It's not really a place of death. It's a place of revive. So I think we got that knowledge from that, from what I saw. But I think in history they got the idea from that. And when I saw him, he had a beard. He had a long beard that wrapped around like to his staff. and and his skin was like a shiny golden golden skin, and it was like a tan white golden pearl skin, and his eyes were closed, but his eyelashes were shiny too. So his mustache connected with his beard, and it was long as well. And his hands were like four times my hands by the way it was. And I was just overwhelmed when I saw this.
What color
And
was
his hair was like a grayish white red color. Like certain portions like a reddish, but it went to like a white grayish color. And when you look at it at different angles, it changes like color. Like if he was in a like a time, like if he was in a time capsule. So I think if you get closer to to him, you start feeling an energy that is I know is a type of technology, but it's like a technology that's connected to a spiritual realm as well. So it's amazing the technology these beings have, you know. See, I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a person like that. I just went there to do a mission and to see what I saw. And then they tell me, hey, you got the green light to talk about this. Talk about this.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, you sure? Yeah, all right, awesome.
Oh, that's
So, but throughout these different missions, yeah,
sorry, just while we're on the giant, did you get a chance to count his fingers? Because a lot of the giants, especially the redhead giants, we're told have 6 fingers and 6 toes. Were you able to verify that?
I don't remember now, but I saw his hand covered like this. So I saw four and four fingers. I don't know if he had two more on each side or if he had one more on the other side, but I saw him like this. So I couldn't like really tell as much.
And who was guarding him there in Pont de Leon or Ponce de Leon in Florida underground? Who was guarding the king, the sleeping giant?
The in the ant civilization people, the ant civilization, they guard him, but in between this civilization, there's also people living among them. So I think like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, he went to another realm deeper in. I tried to go in, but I was feeling sick, so I had to go back because I couldn't. I think my body wasn't ready to meet the other realm. So they brought me back, and I came back from that mission wanting to go there, but I was just feeling super sick. And they said it was a part of the process. They gave me something to drink to get through it, but I just was not feeling it to do it because I felt I wasn't ready.
Now, you've seen some absolutely incredible, extraordinary things via the military on these different missions. Can you just, in brief, I know you've done it 1,000 times, but there are new people coming every day, and I just want to share as much of your story, little bites of it as we can up until the conference. Tell us, what does an ant person look like? How tall are they?
They can be your size, my size. Um, Throughout the years, they can grow more, but their face is similar to ours, but it's like they got bigger eyes. A lot of people might confuse them with grays, you know, if they see them like that out of nowhere. But if you get closer to them, you can tell they have facial expressions. They talk to you. You treat them the same way that you talk to us and all that. So, and they have these hairs that grow out and they tie them together, but in the end of the hair, it's like a skin type. So it looks like antennaes, but it's not antennaes. It's like a connection of hair with a skin like coming out of it. And their eyes are like grayish black. They're beautiful eyes. Like they when they look into your eyes, they like not hypnotize, but they can communicate with you like so, like you feel a state of calm when you talk to them, and the way they move is like a calm move. They're not like crazy.
Mhm.
Uh, their fingers are a little bit longer than ours. They're really petite,
Yeah.
petite looking.
So wonderful. And I love all your stories. And for anyone watching, if you want more on the AMP people and any of the missions that we're briefly touching here, that we're just dancing across, you got to go to Dr. Michael Sala's YouTube, which is Exopolitics Today. There are countless mission updates on that channel, on Dr. Michael Sala's channel.
Exopolitics.org. Right there, you can get the books of my experiences and my missions that I went through. And it's a lot of people are like they're not understanding the gravity of these missions because I just want to let people know it's not only me. There's other soldiers that go through this in different governments around the world. It's not just the United States. We got different governments around the world that they do have these missions as well, and they communicate with the higher ups about what they found. So there's always a communication with governments and all that. So, we see what's happening with Doge. They're finding a lot of money. And recently, I think they found $1.4 trillion that they don't know where it went. So maybe that money is from these types of missions that other people go through, you know? And that money probably goes for their family here on Earth. And it's given away for their family, but uh, there's people up there working right now, 24/7, and I salute those people that are doing these missions, and I salute everybody that are working in unison to bring the truth,
Yeah, absolutely.
and they have experience that is going mainstream now, and we have to drip drop it little by little because of the impact that can give to people. But I think the world is getting closer and ready for this information to come out.
Yeah. I was saying earlier that a friend of mine from school, I said to her, May 10th in England, we're bringing identified spacecraft again, like we did on September 27th at our last Galactic Disclosure Conference. And we're doing it again May 10th and 11th this year. And she went, Oh, I just want to stay in my little bubble. And I said, Good luck with that. As people evolve as a humanity and we need to get rid of the dross that's been trying to run things and keep us all restricted. We're not playing. We came to grow and evolve, and that's what we're doing. And all the technology that's coming out and going back into the right hands finally, it's just beyond exciting. People are going to be so much happier when everything comes out, and there aren't single worship leaders and all that nonsense, that we're all working as a collective, like the ant people. We could learn a lot from them, couldn't we? Tell us briefly about the time when you were, I think it was the first Intel drop that you did on space arcs, because before you, there was no one talking about space arcs. It just wasn't a thing. Nobody knew about them till you came along. And so you told us one time about this blue orbit liquid, okay? And I think it was the Mexican soldiers that sang on Curia Mate went into it. Can you give us a little reminder of that event, please, and which space arc that was?
That was the Atlantic Space Arc, and the Atlantic Space Arcs, like all the other arcs, have a particular room that is like a portal room, and this portal room has a liquid that it's not similar to water, but it's different. It's a different type of liquid that it feels like an oil when you feel it and you rub it. It's like a baby type of oil, but it does not smell like baby oil. It smells like more like ocean. It smells like ocean water, but throughout that room there is a sound that happens that vibrates everything, and it turns that liquid into a ball, and then that ball, in the interior of the ball, there's like a light that flashes off and on, and you feel this beautiful sensation, this humming noise, and it connects to the other arcs when they activate as well, and it turns into like a type of portal. I think in one of the missions, I remember soldiers coming from the moon. They say that they came from the moon and they teleported inside this ball of liquid and they were drowning. So we were trying to take them out and all that. I think the Russians were there too, and the Chinese, and I think we saw that, and we were trying to take these soldiers out, and they almost drowned because I think they have to have like a device or somebody ready to receive them in the other side in order to take them out. So when we took them out, that's when we understood, and scientists around the world understood that was a portal room, like a jump room, a type of jump room that can take you to one place to another place. I'm sorry, my eyes are really hurting me.
Bless you.
I got my both eyes are like irritated. Uh
I know it's
something happened the something happened the other day that I'm gonna have an update with Dr. Michael Salas soon about another experience that I saw, and it's gonna be an exciting update. So once I'm sorry, I got I think around a lot and I talk different situations sometimes because I have so much I got so much like information that I wish I could just download it and just give it to everybody, you know? So when we took them out, and I think all these arcs they have a similar room, and it's gonna be, I think the city that I went and visited in the Atlantic Arc with these tall beings, I think they kind of like guard also the arc with the Nordics. They haven't given us a direct idea that they do guard it, but they have the technology enough to guard these arcs as well. And I don't know if they're also stationed in the Pacific and Antarctica and different places around the world that they guard these secrets as well, with the Nordics. We have tried to communicate with these beings that have a city, but they really try to stay away, and they do show themselves with different types of craft that come out from the oceans and all that, with the Nordics and with the inner Earth type of civilizations that live there. But it's these other people they try to stay away. And the world is a big place, you know. We haven't explored the oceans as much as we explored space. So yeah, so it's exciting.
yeah.
They have probably the technology as well of teleporting place to place or ocean to ocean.
Yeah, I just can't wait for everyone to know and see the proof that Mars is already occupied because it does wind me up when Elon Musk is wearing that t-shirt like Occupy Mars. And I hope they're going to apologize to humanity because they know it's occupied. They know there's naval, there's army bases up there, there's slaves up there, there's trafficking that happens. I don't know if they're aware of the depth of that, but anyway, you and I know, and others that we know that's a reality.
Well, it's gonna come a time that whoever wants to know is gonna know. Whoever's want to stay in their bubble, they're gonna stay in their bubble and they're gonna stay behind. So whoever wants to know about what's happening real, they have to look for it. They have to feel it. They have to understand it. They have to do their homework and listen to people like us that are bringing this information out, you know, that it's not allowed to be out, but we're doing it because we got the green light. And GSIC, that's what GSIC is, you know, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this information to come out.
Yeah, it's amazing. Now, you have brought so much, thank goodness, with permission through the Army, military, Navy, Intel's, special units, lots of other trained soldiers at a higher level like you. And we know that more of them are now coming out. They're feeling a lot safer. They've seen, the lay of the land, as it were, and they've been watching you. So you've been a great leader for humanity in that way. And I know you're very humble. But it is a fact, and I'm happy to, emphasize that point, my darling. Little poppet. Much more than a prophet. We just love you so much. Yeah, and I know this year there's going to be some more changes. I think people are definitely going to get more of you in every way that we can say safely here at this moment. Give us an idea of what you plan to share in May at GSIC.
I'm just gonna bring more information of what I've been through and bring them a little bit more knowledge of how to communicate with these beings in the spiritual realm and also because they do connect through using the spiritual realm. It's I know a lot of people are gonna be like, no, but they can't communicate. But yes, there's a realm that we don't see that it's around us, and we have to understand that we're being watched 24/7. You know, so we do have to do the right thing. We do have to bring the truth. We do have to treat other people well. If not, something bad will happen to us. We do have to uh, live in harmony and eat well and protect the temple that it is your body, you know? And in order to do that, you will have contact, you will have a communication. And I just want to teach in a way how to communicate that. And then probably later on, I'll bring on Dr. Sala with me on stage or Tony Rodriguez, and we'll have like a Q&A, and we'll talk, and possibly Elena Denan, and we'll have like a Q&A of how um our missions have synchronicity and how it's connecting to every other things that are happening and revealing themselves now in the day that we live.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be informative. It's gonna be a lot of love. I love to bring a lot of love when I talk. I like to communicate with people, and for sure, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun because I like to be myself. I like to hug people. I like to uh, talk to people, and it's just something that I think people need, Donnie. I think people need that touch, that love, and that information that they know that they're not by themselves, that we're all in this together, and that we're here for a bigger reason. We're here for a bigger heart-given reason to bring humanity into a golden age and to bring humanity to a Star Trek future. And we're here for that. And and in between, I'll probably talk about the med beds for sure. I'll talk about arcs and how they're connected to us throughout history. I'll probably have a lot of slides, Donnie, but yeah, it's just to bring. And I'm looking for this video that I have. I think Dr. Sala has it, but I want to bring this video out about um, a lot of videos that I have out
Mhm. Mhm.
as well.
Incredible. One of the reasons why I chose to have way less speakers this year at both of our G6, the one in America and the one in England, was so that we would be able to also make the tickets lower for everybody, trying to get as many people as possible the ability to come and watch us and see us all, but also to give more interaction between the speakers and the lovely audience because that's important. There'll be more opportunity for you and Dr. Sala to do a Q&A, for you and Tony Rodriguez to do a Q&A, and Elena. And people need to be more connected to you. They also need to share their stories. So in America, on September 19, 20, and 21, I think on the 20th, what we're going to be doing is having an evening which will start with Elena Danan and Alex Collier on stage together, like at 8 at night. Come back after people have had their dinner, come back and hang out. And for them to connect, and because people want to tell their stories too, they want to connect. And then obviously, you guys are all invited to join, in the second part. But again, Alex Collier to this day, Mr. Humble Bumble, won't accept how need and love him. He can't accept that, and that's fine. I've given up trying to tell him till I'm blue in the face. Like, mate, you are so loved,
I
so important.
love Alex. I
I
love Alex.
know, I
He's
know.
amazing. He's
So
amazing.
you know, there was something from 2022 Elena posted, and it's his voice, his beautiful voice. And he's saying that Elena Dedan is a woman and she's right out front. She's not in the background, she's not in a group, she's on her own at the front. And often he says, you sitting on the G, waiting on the O. Um, and he said that Elena is like way out there. And this is before you came out publicly as well. And it was just so lovely to get that validation, for her again, and some of the things that he said, because he's been at this for 30 plus years, reporting, disclosing. And it's just absolutely amazing. It's amazing. But anyway, we're so excited that you've said yes again this year to come back and play with us. And you're going to be at both GSICs, May 10 and 11 in England, September 19, 2021 in Charlotte, North Carolina. So people out there, get your tickets today, guys, because they are selling. They are
Get
selling.
them tickets. I'll be there, and I don't know what I'll probably be doing. I'll probably take off my helmet. Who knows? But let's see what happens. Put in God first and my family, protection my family. I'll probably sometime this year I will reveal my face.
That's amazing, amazing. Now, may I come to you for final words and share with us what you would like to leave with the beautiful audience?
Always, always I want to leave love. Love. I always want to leave love for the audience and care. We do care that we bring this beautiful information for you guys. And we do love to bring this information. We do love you. And we understand what everybody's going through. Everybody's going through a certain situation. Everybody's losing a loved one. Everybody is gaining a loved one, and we're here on earth together and we're here for a purpose. Okay. And people go, but people are reborn. So we're here. And I love you guys. Akuria Mate, heaven to earth. And we're all in this together. Thank you, Dani.
That's beautiful. Thank you, JP. Thank you, sir. Mate. To you guys,
Akuria Mate.
and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.
Akuria Mate.
GalacticSpiritualInformers.com, everyone. Galactic Spiritual Informers.